Hi, let us have a quick understanding on JSP built-in or implicit objects. Every JSP, when it is getting converted into a servlet, it's going to provide few of the built-in or implicit objects where I can use it directly within the scriptlet of a JSP. Very frequently used built-in objects are request, response, out, and few more. Let us see in detail about few of the implicit objects. Request, it's an object of HTTP servlet request. It's very similar to the argument that we are going to have as a part of the service method within a servlet. Generally, it will be used to get the parameters, header information, or any client information. The similar way, the service method will be having another argument, that is the response. The same response object we are going to have as a response, and that is of type HTTP servlet response. And generally it will be used to set the content type, add cookies, add redirect page, and lot more. And one another frequently used object is out. Basically it is an object of JSP writer, which is very similar to the print writer that we have within the servlet. It will be used to write the HTML content into the servlet output stream. The same way we are going to have the other implicit objects like page, page context, and config. Page will be used to set the information of that specific JSP servlet that is very similar to the this object of any Java class. Page is the this object of that specific JSP page. And page context, it will be used to get and set the attributes from the page, request, session, and application scope. Whenever I am having any attribute, I can add it specific to the page or to the request or to the session or application. We will be discussing more in detail about session and application scope later point of time. These are all the four scopes generally it will be used within any web application. Config, it is of type servlet config, which will be used to read the initialization parameter from the servlet or from the web.xml for that specific servlet of the JSP. As a part of advanced JSP discussion, we will be discussing about session, application, and exception. Application will be one per application will be created, and that will be used to interact with the container, and that is an object of servlet context. Anything that I wanted to maintain at the application level like the counter or the database connectivity, all that we will be having it as a part of the application object. And the session will get created one per user. I will be in a position to add or remove attributes to the session using the session object, and that will be of type HTTP session. And any exception that is happening within the JSP, that will be handled by this exception object, and it is of type throwable class. And generally it will be used within the error pages. When we are discussing about the error pages, how to display the error, we will be using this exception object. Already in the few examples, we saw about request, response, as well as out. In the next sessions, we will be discussing about page, page context, config, session, application, and exception. So these are all the default built-in objects available as a part of JSP.